Howdy ho viewers and welcome back to Zoombinis. I might possibly designate this as Season 3 of my Nostalgia Corner playthrough of it. So what we have here is the Zoombinis remake, now available for PC on Steam. And also this wins a unique distinction for being, I think, the only game to play properly and record properly at 4K resolution without me having to modify anything. What makes it even more amazing is that I'm rendering another video in the background. This is my Organ Trail video that you might well have seen on my channel already. So anyway, I've already played this a fair bit on the iPad, love it on the iPad. Let's see what it's like on the PC. It's winning good points for me already, as I've just described. Right, so let's get going. That's one feature I very approve of. Click on that button, all 16 Zoombinis are randomly generated and put out. I like that. Because on the original, of course, you had to do it for each individual one. Okay, we got a nice mix. Let's rock. I think the part today, I'll try and get a full run through in. See if we can get everyone to the end.
After days tossed about by a stormy sea, the Zoombinis reach the shore of a peculiar land.
If it actually is, I am deeply impressed. Mind you, it's Zoombinis, so it has colossal nostalgia value to back it up as well. Not sure if the textures are bespoke 4K, they're probably not. But I don't care, it looks, well, enough. Okay, let's begin. The Allergic Cliffs. Look a bit different to before. If I'm honest, I preferred the visuals of the cliffs themselves on the original game. But they're not so bad as to be a game breaker. Now, I wish if you clicked, it held them there, but you got to click and hold, it seems. Okay, so trial and error to start with. And we got unlucky the first time round there. Okay, let's send you along there. I am so impressed at this thing's ability to play and record effectively. Okay, let's send you along there as well, because you're quite similar. Right, so it's not done by nose colour this time. You're well to celebrate. Let's send you along there as well. Can't be done by hair either. Let's send you over. It must be done by eyes then. Or by feet. Well, this will determine it. Must be done by feet. In which case you should be alright to head over there as well. I think it's minus a few of the sound effects from the older ones, like the sounds their legs make in certain circumstances. Right. I want to send you over that way as well. I'm going to send you as well. If we're sending all of them over this way, this is a bit of an easy one. Okay, spring. Yes. You thought the slinky was just a toy? You're wrong. Okay, let's try sending you over this way. No? Looks like all of them might be going over that bridge. There. Some of you might be curious as to why I have such a liking of what is basically a kids' educational game. Simple answer, and that goes for nearly everybody else who plays and likes Zoombinis as well. It has colossal nostalgia value. I first encountered this game on a school trip to some kind of activity centre on the Isle of Wight, which is a place in the UK, in my primary school when I was 11 years old. I absolutely loved it then, and I still love it now. I remember when I first played through it, what an absolute arseache Pizza Pass was. I mean, I played it sort of with the rest of my class sort of in the computer room of this place. I can't remember what the place is called or even if it still exists. But what I do know is very few people got round Pizza Pass. I distinctly remember usually doing it with only 1 or 2 Zoombinis left in the party. We'll be coming up to Pizza Pass later, I can show you. And I only recall one person out of our entire group ever getting to the end, and that was only with 1 left in the party.
Hip hip Zombini! Hip hip Zombini!
That has to be one of the easiest runs of Allergic Cliffs I've ever done. I mean, the only reason I lost a few pigs there was me doing it entirely by trial and error. I would say, in terms of gameplay, this is about the same as the original.
These stone guards have their rules, so do proceed with skill. Zoombinis
You don't
one
need an
guard
ancient version
won't
of
allow.
QuickTime to run this,
The other
and this is
guard
running
surely
natively on Windows 10. What would you expect? This is technically a modern game now.
Where do they all come from?
What did we do to deserve this?
Now, from my experience playing on the iPad version of this, they've actually made the stone caves a bit more difficult, in that it is actually possible to fail the level. As I said several times on my Season 1 and 2 playthroughs, I would say it was impossible to fail it accidentally. To fail it, you have to repeatedly send a Zoombini on the wrong path, so that these 4 paths here just collapse. Playing it on red difficulty, I've come quite close to doing that by accident.
Sorry.
Okay, so only really 1 or 2 niggles about this level for me. There's the sort of pauses and delays when some things happen. But apart from that, I do like this level. And that guy seems to be snoring. I can't remember all their names, I just know this lady here is called Onyx. You'd think I'd know their names by heart. I don't know them all, I'm afraid. Right, so...
Da-da-da.
there we go. What about you?
Step right up.
I can rarely ever figure out the rules and logic these guys go by when letting Zoombinis in.
Bye bye.
Welcome.
I could define their logic in this level using a quote from Lelouch from Code GS Abridged. No, Code Ment, actually. Yours isn't a moral compass, it's a roulette wheel.
Step right up.
Because it is so random and only hurts others. Or in this case, Zoombinis. Let's try you over there.
The path is closed.
I have never heard him say that before. Not ever.
Well, why not?
Still discovering new things about this game. Amazing.
You'll do.
Have a good time.
Okay, where are we going to send you? Let's try you up
Move
there.
it, Toad.
Nope. She no likey.
What goes up must roll down. Sure.
Welcome.
They're not all going to fit in there. try you in there as well. Nope.
Not this side.
Step right up.
Okay, you're good for that one. Let's try you in there. Yep, you're good. Let's try you. Ah! I've just realised their logic this time. Hats on this side, everyone else on that side.
Hello.
Right, so these, the rest of these, should
You'll
be able to go over here.
You
And
did
we
it!
did.
You saved them all!
Indeed we did. Thank you, disembodied voice.
You've done quite well. How delightful.
And so our brave travelers continue on through this dusty wasteland until they meet Arno, the almost omnivorous, one very hungry pizza troll.
And the bane of my early childhood.
Fleens? You're not fleens.
Fleens being distant cousins of Zoombinis, and they're not the nice sort.
Whatever you
I'll
are.
introduce you to them
Make
later.
me a pizza.
Now the method I chose, and indeed what everyone else chose to tackle this level, was to try random combinations and see what stuck. What I then did, a couple of years later after going to this place, this was back in 1999, I got a CD with some kind of computer magazine that either my father or my older brother got, that happened to have a playable demo of Zoombinis with this as the playable level. I then came to a rather obvious conclusion: why don't you just try one topping at a time and then combine the ones he likes? And that's the method I've stuck to ever since. There's a limit to how well it works on red difficulty. After that, you just have to be careful what
Something must
toppings
go.
you deploy first. Yeah, and if he doesn't like the topping, it ends up in that little pit there. Not sure why you wouldn't like cheese on a pizza, mate. That's kind of a necessity.
More toppings.
Mushrooms. Good man. Didn't like mushrooms until really quite recently on things, but now I really do quite like them. Ah, pepperoni. My favourite topping.
More toppings.
He is rather enthusiastic about pizza, is Arno. What are these? They're either peppers or jalapenos. Not my cup of tea on a pizza myself, but it helps us
There's
get through.
stuff on that I don't like.
Now, on the original, he only said that if you presented a pizza to him with multiple ingredients he didn't like. That's about the only real difference on this in terms of playability.
More toppings.
Okie dokie, Arno. Okay, so we've got the 3 ingredients we need to make him the perfect pizza, and therefore let us pass. If you get too many attempts wrong, he starts flinging Zoombinis away, and they go all the way back to Zoombini Isle. So this guy is a lot stronger than he looks.
The perfect pizza.
Damn right, produced by yours truly. I would if I had one with me, Arno.
You got them all through! Good for you!
Many thanks, disembodied voice. Let's move on. That's the end of our first leg of the journey. We will now weigh anchor at the first campsite. There's 3 levels to every leg of the journey. There are 3 legs of the journey, so about a third of the way through.
What's this?
Levels get harder,
A
though.
campsite with hot soup all ready to eat? Looks like a fine place for Zoombinis to relax. But when they're ready to move on, they'll need a group of 16 along the path.
That's why it was always an arse's sake when I first played this to get very far. Another crucial difference I've noticed with this game, if I just go to the map to explain it. With the original game, all it took to elevate a section of the map to a higher difficulty was to get one complete party all the way through. Now, after having played through the version on the iPad, you need to get 4 parties through to up the difficulty. And it seems there are a few less Zoombinis, because there were 600 and something at Zoombini Isle. There now appears to be 400 in total. I haven't played the iPad version to completion yet. Get stuck on Bubble Under Abyss on red difficulty. And it is still red difficulty, you see. Anyway, let's continue the journey. That's just another comment I wanted to make about it and how it plays out differently to the original. Yeah, choice of routes here. I'll show you the lower one. Today, at least.
There's no sense leaving it up to chance. Lure the fleens off the tree branch.
Told you I'd show them to you in a bit later. Mean looking buggers, aren't they? And our objective today is to lure these 3 off the branch, which pisses off the beehive that chases the rest of them away. And of course each fleen feature corresponds to a Zoombini feature. The higher the difficulty is up, the more scrambled around they are. So on green difficulty they should be exactly correlated. So let's see what we can do. Right, so we're going... Let's have a look. Let's eliminate my legs to start with. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Springs, maybe? Springs. I'm going to try you first. Put the Zoomini there to test it. Oh, yes! Right on the first go, and that was only a wild guess. Well, an educated guess. It's still an approximation. Right, so... We know the hair's good. Right, so all the features are now going to be completely different. So it's going to be either of you two for that next one. Let's try you out. Oh, not quite. Of course they share legs. God, I can be quite dim sometimes. Okay, so we've got the legs right for the third one at least. Right, so second one must be you. Or yes, there we go. Get too many guesses wrong, they fall off the branch, fleens chase them away, back to the first campsite. They are determined athletes, the fleens. Right, so last one has to have roller skater feet. And the same nose colour as that one, so it has to be you. Yes! Did I mention these beats are forming a rock band? Yeah! Get out! Onward to the next level.
Hurry, Zoombinis! Ula, the forest's foremost, and perhaps only, band leader is about to begin rehearsals. She'll be closing the hotel for the night, so scamper into a room.
Yes?
Yes, indeed. Okay, so the objective here is to get all the Zoombinis into these corresponding rooms. And again, Zoombinis are separated by features and by whatever logic rules happen to be prevailing at the time. The higher the difficulty level, the more rooms there are. On bread difficulty, there are a lot. I'm not sure if I got a complete party through on the iPad version. It's been a while since I played it. But anyway, onward. Yeah, you get too many wrong, clock goes bong, place closes. Right, so let's put you in there. I think the first Zoombini you put in always goes in that door. Right, let's see if eyes in column works. It does not. Put you in the next one. Okie dokie. Let's try you in there. Okay, so you're done by feet, I think. Let's get you in there. Yes, it's got to be feet. That makes it rather simple for now then. Just wish you could click once and it holds them. Okay, you go in there as well. And you. Kalku. Okay, next one. You get your own room, my friend. Enjoy it. High grow. Okay, and you four can take this room. Must be quite big rooms to house all these guys.
Oh,
There
just
we go.
look at the time. Gotta split. See you in the morning.
We'll be gone by morning. You will not be missed. Onward. Oh yeah, click the question mark there. Get a vague hint about the level.
Strike the targets one and all, and watch for a pattern on Mudball Wall.
Okay, fairly straightforward mudball wall on this difficulty. You fire mud balls, and you've got to line them up on blocks like this. And the number of holes on the block indicates the number of Zoombinis that'll be launched up here by it. So, seeing as we've got one already picked, let's fire it. Of course, rows and columns and things are designated by the different attributes you choose here. So let's change the colour there. Okay, so colours horizontally. That works quite well for us actually, because we can hit another 3 without even trying. Get on Zoombinis. Get on the launcher. One giant leap for Zoombini kind. Okay, one to load. Everybody get on board. There we go. Okay, now we need to figure out what shapes go in what columns. Triangles there. So we can take care of this one. Let's try the square now. Everybody ready? Good. There we go. Do the same for the pink one. And as you've been noticing, this is our mud fuel. Don't know why we're limited, given that there's a whole big puddle of the stuff right around us. Okay, so green. Let's Let's try the circle. Yes! Nailed it! And the higher up the difficulties you go, the more blocks there are to hit.
Well done, O wise and trusted guide.
Indeed. Moving on. Here we are at the second campsite, making our way there.
Amazing indeed! Another relaxing campsite ready and waiting for Zoombinis. And they'll need their rest. The darkest, most dangerous part of the journey is yet to come.
Nurse, he's out of bed again. Anyway, onwards. Third and final stage here is aptly named the Mountains of Despair.
Throughout these gloomy mountains, strange carvings left by ancient peoples are everywhere.
Right, the deal here is we've got to line Zoombinis up along this path according to what this mural says. Obviously it gets more complicated the higher the difficulty climbs. And on red difficulty, you get nothing at all here. You have to figure it out yourself before these pegs falls out and this gate slams shut on you. Right, so yellow nose is first. You could be an evil bastard and let them drop like that, but then they somehow break physics and come down from the ceiling again. Okay, so we've got all the yellows over. Green's next. Admittedly not much of a challenge to the grown-up eye, this. But it gets tougher the further on you go, I assure you. Yes, 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 and yes.
Splendid job!
Gonna be the quickest I've ever gotten through this level. On any version.
Use the crystal filters to change the Zoombinis' reflection. It will give them crystal slamming protection.
Crystal slamming be the operative word, because that's exactly what happens to them if you get it wrong. Why can't they just mend this bit of the track if it's an ongoing problem? Anyway, so yeah, you got to find the right Zoombini here, create the right reflection there. They've got to match up on here. Otherwise, this comes down, Zoombini slams into it, falls down here. Right, so we just got to figure out who's who. Or we got to match them up anyways. Okay, I see the one. Come on. Sometimes it sticks a bit. I noticed that in the iPad version. I think that little issue has found its way into the PC version as well. Okay, reload for the next one. Who's next? Not always quickest on the uptake, so I apologise if you're now shouting and frothing at the mouth at your screen. Yes, it's you next. Pinau. Over you go, friend. Yes, it's you. Plowku. The original version did have much stranger names. You get the sense they were just randomly generated words. I hesitate to call them words because a lot of them were downright strange. Okay, you're next. Let's see. Yes, you're next. Might be wondering why there's 2 trolleys out here at the moment. On red difficulty, you do have to match effectively 2 at the same time. And that can be a bugger, let me tell you. The number of Zoombinis I've lost. Go on, who's next? Oh yeah, it's you. It's you. Oh, yes, it's you. You have to keep your eyes on 2 things at once to match you up. Yes. You're next. Yes, it's you, isn't it? Roogly. You're next. Springy friend. Dreary. Kind of sums up the weather today quite well, actually. Love the British weather. Right, see, straight away, you're next. Boosh. You're next. You up there? Get down here. I remember the day I actually got the full original game of this for the computer myself. It was Christmas one year. My parents had to pry me away from the computer almost by force to get me to stop playing this. I was so hooked on it. All good memories. Next. Boosh. Gotta be you. And you. And it's this level clear. No words of congratulations from our disembodied friend in the sky this time. Onwards. The Zoombinis at least are quite
Search
cheerful.
first for traps. So easy to miss. To
no
get Zoombinis across Bubble Wonder Abyss.
Right, I would say Bubble Wonder Abyss is the hardest level in this game. This, on red difficulty, this is the only level I have yet to get a full party across. I think I barely get half across on red on my best days. I mean, it doesn't look too bad at the moment because the paths are fairly straightforward. On red, however, well, you'll see either when you get to it yourself or when I come to it in a later part of this playthrough. But anyway, let's trace the path. Zoombinis with propellers go along here. Otherwise, you see, they go along here, get sent down there, down there, down there, along there, and into this whirlpool of the abyss, and send you all the way back to the last campsite. So, let's begin. Yep, it's a big bubble machine. Got to make sure Zoombinis on various paths don't converge together and bump down, or otherwise the bubbles burst and they both go. Back to the last campsite, I mean. Can have multiple Zoombinis on the path at once, just make sure they don't hit. Timing the right is key. You really need to take your time on the later difficulties. This we can be a bit quicker about it. As the path is fixed, it doesn't change, there aren't any switches or anything like there will be later on. Right, wait for all of those to go over before deploying any more. Okay, so that's all we're going to be sending on this path, because any others get sucked down into the whirlpool. So here you see, we have a switch. Now any Zoomini that passes over it will switch it in the opposite direction, the white arrow being where they'll end up. As you see, if you trace it through, our Zoombinis this time are separated by eye types. So if I were to send a Zoombini across now, say this guy here, our pal Dreary again, he would go straight into the whirlpool. So the way to do it is send a Zoombini across that doesn't have that eye type, preferably this one, because when the path switches, it needs to be not that type. So we'll send you. Again, we'll wait for this one to get to the end before sending the next. Take your time, pal. Okay, next Zoombini, stand by for launch. Begin. Okay, I think we can begin the next launch. Then if you don't have any Zoombinis with the exact matching eye type, any other one is fair game because they pass through exactly the same way. They'll be fine. Okay, you are clear for launch. Right, so now we can send along anyone that doesn't have these devices. Dreary, you're next to go. Okay, ready to launch. Okay, launch. Okay. Raspy, you're next. Once he's finished his orbiting of the bubble grid. Okay, you're good to go. Okay, and you are now ready to launch. I didn't notice that before. The railway sort of ends and there's their rail carts from the previous level. That's a nice touch. Not sure if that was in the original, but I like the attention to detail there.
Hip hip Zoombinis!
Our disembodied friend is back.
Zoombinis!
Yes. Onward we go. What awaits us beyond here? It was Zombini in my version.
Could this be the place they'd been seeking? A place of hope and prosperity? Zoombinisville!
Well, now population 16. Every time you get a party here, a new building shows up. This is a monument of our efforts. Did not lag in Lion's Lair. It's a bit difficult getting this game to lag, as I think I've proved running it in 4K with a recording going and a background video render on the go. Solved the secrets of the mirror machine, indeed. Flew above Wonder Abyss? Flew along it, probably. Oh, there's another building here. You might have 3 for each leg. And we'll pass the allergic cliffs, cruised on by stone cold caves. Steve Austin's not happy. And appeased Arno, the almost omnivorous. Nice. No building here. Cheapskate. Oh, there's one here. Yeah, one for each leg. Yep. Hotel Dementia. Later difficulties can probably give you dementia, but that's neither here nor there. Anyway, that's the end of the first part of Season 3. 99.99% of this game I absolutely love. The only things I don't really like about it are just minor niggles. If this is a straight port of the console version, it is absolutely brilliant. Well done to the people who put this together. Thanks very much for watching, tune in next time, and goodbye.